Right to you.
Right,
Bollocks! I mean, penis.
Penis.
Oh, God, we're live.
You beat me to it.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner.
Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is the Horror Misermani Theater.
Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. This is Jen, and Velvet's with me.
Hey guys, welcome to the Trash Picture Show.
Grab some popcorn and take your seat at Trivial Theater.
Remember that horror rules. Ha 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 ha. And welcome once again to the Horror Hangout live stream. I am your host, the Horror Miser Monty G. Welcome once again. And as you can see on the scroller, I'll get it right, on the crawler, yes, this is a spoiler discussion of the movie that the horror community cannot get enough of because we're just obsessed with obsession. And of course, we have our usual suspects here.
I see
on
what
my
you
right.
did there.
We have our fearless leader, Sean Patrick Urshan from the Horror Corner.
Woohoo!
Right below me is Jen from Jen's Reviews from the Graves, which I have a feeling is going to have a little different opinion when it comes to this particular film.
What makes you say that? I haven't said anything to anybody.
I just got a little inkling, a little idea.
Yes, and of course, my bottom right, my animated girlfriend is Trib from Trivia Theater.
Hello! Welcome to the Obsessions horror stream where we're obsessed, both for good and for bad, about obsession.
Yes. It seems that since this movie has come out, everyone cannot stop talking about Obsession, the biggest horror movie that has come out so far this year. I'm pretty sure if you've seen my review, you probably felt what I have to say about it. I've seen Sean's video. Can't wait to see what Jen and Trib have to say about it. But let's go with you, Trib. What is your overall thoughts about Obsession?
It's a movie. No, it's I feel like I really enjoyed it. I feel like I'm kind of on the fence partially, but Indy Navarrete, I am blown away by her acting. Like, she made this movie, and the screen chewing, like the love and screen chewing that she popped into this role was absolutely balls to the walls, and I adore it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to join the trivia game that they had going because I'm a huge trivia nut, obviously, and I want to join their team.
Yeah, I think you do well. All right, Sean, what was your thoughts about Obsession?
I did enjoy it. I didn't think it was the most original idea because we have seen that idea used plenty of times in movies before, especially most recently in The Craft, I would say. But you can even go back to like Love Potion #9, or anytime they use Love Potion in a movie, it has the same kind of effect in a way. Maybe not to this
play Missy with me,
but the idea is not that new. I think the director's style is original. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Sam Raimi. Like, I got a little bit of Evil Dead vibes from his style, that manic, wild energy, and like Triv says, Indy Navarrete, I think, was fantastic. Like, and her energy matches the style of the direction, like the way she has those psychotic outbursts, Yeah, but I enjoyed it.
I thought she was perfectly reasonable in some of it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not her fault, of course. I mean.
All right, Trib, we've been waiting. I'm sorry about it. All right, Jen, sorry about that. We've been waiting. Can't wait to hear what you have to say about Obsession.
No, that's fine. That's a compliment.
Aw.
Okay, guys. You guys might take away my horror card. Now, to be fair, I did not hate this movie by any means. And I'm a fan of Curry Baker because I loved his movie Milk and Cereal. I fucking adored that movie. That movie wowed me the way Obsession wowed a lot of you guys. And the lead actress was fucking phenomenal. She was definitely the highlight of the movie. And I appreciated some of the humor in it, though I still say Milk and Cereal was, for me, a little funnier than Obsession was. But to me, it's just a wee bit basic. And I'm going to come across as a fucking snob, but like we've seen this done before, and I got really big inspired. But there's shoot. Of course, sorry, my internet kind of you lost me for a second, but sorry about that, guys. My internet's being the pain tonight, but we've seen this done many times, and it brings some nuance to it. There's some good things, but when I heard everyone losing their minds, I just was like, what are you guys losing your minds about? We've seen it's done very well, but I'm not in love with it. I just have to be honest.
Someone one wish willowed your stream there, Jen.
Yeah. Someone said,
sorry, did you guys get any of that or not? Sorry.
She's being a hater of Obsession.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I understand it. Yeah,
did you guys get any of that, or did it all get cut out?
The only thing I missed was the what you thought it was inspired by.
Fatal Attraction. I got especially with the sandwich scene. I thought this reminds me of a rabbit from Fatal Attraction.
I could see that.
Kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
not the same thing, but my mind immediately went to that.
Yeah, because I definitely got Fatal Attraction vibes because of the cat. And I said in my review, this is like Fatal Attraction, but on steroids. It's like if Mike Douglas's character did the One Wish Willow to Glenn Close's character, and she becomes that obsessed with him that she wanted to love him so much that she cooked his rabbit, even though it was his daughter. But yeah, but I understand it. Yeah, it's not that original because we've seen this plot done before, whether it's Love Potion #9, the Love Witch, the Love Witch, Play Misty with Me, perhaps one of the best Buffy the Vampire episodes when Xander tried to put a love spell on Cordelia. We've seen this done all before, so it's not that the film is not original. It's not, because we've seen this done before. I think what everybody was impressed with this particular film was not only obviously Curry Barker's direction and how well he wrote the film, but it is to India Navarrette's performance. Without her performance, this becomes your standard or very almost mediocre horror film, but because of how well she plays a role and some of the stuff that she does, which we'll talk about in this particular film. And again, if you have not seen the film, as you see down the crawler, we are going to spoil it. So if you haven't seen the film, I suggest you stop the live stream, go watch the film, and then come back and watch the replay. I think that's what really ups the ante, is because we've seen this type of story before, but the stuff that she does, not only the stuff that she does, but his reaction to it and how he responds to it, because he had ample opportunity to get out of it, but he chooses not to do it. And we'll talk about Bear's character as well, because I've seen a couple of videos saying that he's the actual villain in the film. I just want to get your opinion on it too. But I can get what you're coming from, Jen. Yeah. I think of some other people, because I know that Mark said one of the problems he had with the film is the fact when he calls up the company. No, when he goes online trying to find out more about the One Wish Willie, and there's really nothing there. He said to me that it wasn't enough world building for him and I understand what he was
Mhm.
saying. But for me, I think Curry was more interested in just focusing on the four characters and what's happening there, not about anything else outside of that world.
I would agree 100%.
Mhm.
And I didn't have a
Mhm.
problem with that. Like, a good movie when it can drop you into whatever the situation is and just let you, like, half of the fun of it is not knowing where the background is. Like Star Wars, the thing that makes the Force awesome is that you don't know about someone's midichlorian count. You don't need the background of the One Wish Willow.
Mhm.
It's just a
Mhm.
MacGuffin to get you point A to B.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
personal
I
opinion.
agree
on
with
it.
you on that. No, I agree with you on that. It's just for me, everything about this movie, we've been there, done that, and it's done really well. I'm a fan. Like I said, I really am a fan of this director, and there's some things about it I really like, but I just wasn't, even with the gore and stuff, cool. But I'm like, we've seen this done so many times. I just wasn't. I gotta be honest, and I'm not trying to be a contrict, but it's like.
I don't think there's an issue with that, Jen. I mean, you have
No,
your
I mean,
opinion, and you're right. Like from that
No.
perspective, yeah, you've taken it's like Money said, it's one of those things that is one of the first things you can see. Like how many horror anthologies have had movies based around this kind of idea?
A lot,
Yeah.
pretty much all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a Tales of the Crypt episode where you had a guy put a love potion on and he tried to kill
Oh, yeah.
himself, and then the voodoo person brought him back to life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
saw
based
that
off
one.
the
Yep, it
Twilight
was a
Zone
couple.
episode. Yeah, there was a Twilight Zone episode that was based off of called what was it, The Chaser, I think. But it takes it in the opposite direction of what you get in the Tales from the Crypt episode.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Nikki's character. What would you think? What type of woman that she was prior to Bear putting the spell on him? What do you think about her first character, Jen?
She was an interest. I did like how we do have some nuance with our two main characters, and the character of Nikki is very interesting because we find out some things toward the end of the movie about her that kind of clears it up, and it really shows that again, I do agree that our guy Bear is definitely the villain in this, because like you said, he chooses to stay when most sane people wouldn't. Now he has trouble getting out of it, but he still stays when a lot of guys would be like, no, I'm out of this. And but I liked her character a lot, and she was kind of one of those women that was sending kind of not mixed messages, but like she was giving him false hope. I kind of saw her as someone she knew that he kind of had feelings for, and I think was giving her a little false hope. And I'm not victim blaming here or anything, but some women, I'm gonna shut up now. But you get what I mean.
No, you were doing good.
I'm gonna get everybody killed with this. I do. I think she knew. I think she was very aware of the feelings that he had for her even before all this started.
Yeah, Gary said, I'm obsessed. These guys are perfectly written because they were, I think you left off something there. Something, there she goes. As humans, not as
written
characters.
as humans and not as characters.
Good point.
Yeah, I agree with that. They were all, you could tell based upon how Curry written all four characters, they were all friends.
Mhm.
You can see the camaraderie that they have with each other. You can see how Cooper Tomlinson's character was trying his best to help out Bear. What do you all right, Chip? What do you thought about Nikki's character before the wish becomes?
I mean, she was good at trivia.
That was the most impressive part, wasn't it?
No, I think that she was like Carrie said and Jen said too. She was written to be human. It was a case where they were just people. They weren't like a one kind of stereotype or another. They're you could tell that there was a lot of indecision with her. Like she's at that point of life where she knows it's time to move on, but it's do you choose what's out there and unknown versus what's, in front of you and stay with what's comfortable and all that kind of stuff. I do wonder, like, you talk about some of these wish-based things and how like it brings out the, one of the things about the wish is that it brings out whatever the wish is, it brings out those worst elements of yourself. And I sat there wondering if there was an obsessive like partner underneath like the character, like in the way that she proceeded. But I can't say that one way or the other. We really didn't get enough, one way or the other, but to know. Yeah, I thought that she just seemed kind of like a normal person, really. I mean, she was, not afraid to go bang whatever she wanted. And, she was unsure of where she wanted to be with, Bear. The back and forth is kind of a, well, do you want to, do you not want to, it was on him to say yes or no, but it was also on her to be like, you're going away. Don't poke the bear. Literally. Or don't let the bear poke you.
Mm-hmm. Except that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, it's
Harry.
funny because his name, he went by Bear. It was literally a case of is she choosing the man or the bear?
Yeah, no. That's an interesting
bear.
subject.
Yeah.
It
I
says,
noticed that too.
Uh-huh. Did you guys notice the party scene where Nikki said the story about Hansel and Gretel? I truly felt like the real Nikki telling Bear that she views him as a brother.
I can
Do
see
you
that.
do you actually think that she
Mhm.
actually views him as a brother before he put the spell on her? Because we do get that scene early in the film where she actually tells Bear, what do you really feel about me? And he actually had the chance to tell her. Why
That's
do you think
infuriating.
Yeah.
why
Of
do you
course,
think
the movie would have been over right there.
I know, yeah. Why do you think he actually hesitated?
Like, what?
Because
Wait,
that
why do
was he's well, and this thing you could see it from both sides. She could be trying to come up with an excuse to stay, and if
Mhm.
he says, "Oh, I need you, I want you, oh baby," that gives her a reason to stay. But on his side, he lives in his grandma's house. He's in that same routine that he's been in for ages. She's part of his comfort zone. And even though he wants to move on, his inability to do so, I think is something to look at too. Like that point of getting stuck in your mid-20s and, moving from what you know and everything.
Gary said he checking out when she asks how he feels about her. She seemed weirded out even when he tells her that he has a present for her. All right.
Yeah.
He's an interesting character when you mention when you look at him. I thought the actor did a pretty good job in portraying him. Do you think Curry was actually playing the thing? Obviously, when it comes to the man versus bear, give it to you, ladies. Do you actually think Curry was actually trying to say something about that little thing when it comes to man and bear?
I think it was a cool play on words. I don't think had he been the one that had been wished upon, I think it would be different, but
Hmm.
I didn't really I personally didn't, but that's such a neat, like, it's not that it's a completely niche thing, but I don't know. I can't say that it hit me particularly hard, but
What about you, Jen?
I kind of thought it did. I kind of did, especially the reveal, because again, we kind of, considering his actions, what he does. I know we haven't got to that spoiler yet, but I did see him and I thought that's a cool play on words. That's how I took it. He might have not meant it that way, but I kind of thought that, like, okay, who's the real villain here? And yeah, the name was kind of an interesting little tidbit. It could have just been a fun little thing, but this director, I think, is a little bit, I wouldn't surprise me if it was a little bit of a nod. It really wouldn't.
Hmm. Would you choose the man or the bear?
it's a good question.
Is the
Who would you
man
choose,
Irish?
Monty?
Uh,
How about you, Monty? Would you choose the man or the bear?
oh no, I'm choosing neither.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you see what Carrie's saying? Yes. So after the wish comes, and you can see, I like how Curry slow rolls it. He doesn't speed it up. I like how he slow rolls the obsession. Do you think that was a good idea that he slow rolled it and not press it forward?
I feel like if you didn't slow roll it, like, because again, what you've got here is a solid like anthology level story. A good 20-minute piece. If you're gonna speed not speed through it, but wham bam, thank you, ma'am, it as soon as he breaks the willow. You do have to roll it out slowly, and I think that gives you more time to see the progression. Well, obviously, it gives you more time to see the progression of the character and like her slowly descending into this state of stuff.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And you also get to see their nuances as people. You get to, if we steamroll it, we might miss some things. And that is one of the things I do like about this movie. We get little tiny little tidbits of who they are as people, who they were before this happened and who they're kind of becoming during the whole situation. And I do think that works better for it. I think it would have been a weaker movie had we steamrolled it and, gone a little bit more fast tracked. I like the fact that it was a slower burn on that end.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Sean?
Oh yeah, I completely agree. You need time to let it progress. I love how when he first breaks the stick, like, and she's walking up the stairs and she just like stops for a minute and she's just standing there for a minute. It's like uncomfortable. Then she turns around. But yeah, I like the slope because you don't want to. You got an hour and a half to 2 hour movie. You don't want to beat people over the head. Oh, she's psycho. She's psycho. You gotta gradually build it.
We didn't need to see too much of Nikki before the obsession. We saw a good enough glimpse of her in actuality. Her personality was pretty typical cool girl who loves to be a free spirit. Yeah, I think she was kind of a free spirit.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah. To your point earlier, that I feel like she was more of a free spirit. I feel like if they did get together, they might have had a fling, but I don't think it would have been a serious, committed relationship, personally. I think, obviously, the best friend was more the one that really wanted to be with him, of course. But
yeah, Sarah.
Yeah.
Poor Sarah.
Yeah.
What do you thought about Curry's direction in this particular film? I thought he really did a good job of how he plays, especially after the obsession, right when Nikki starts to go down the rabbit hole. What do you thought about his direction and how he uses not real typical scare tactics, but different scare tactics?
He definitely goes more for the psychological, which I did appreciate. We do get some good gore toward the end of the film, but it really slow burns it and slow cooks it. And I actually like that. And I like the psychological and the little nuggets. And again, people around them are questioning, well, this happened really fast. And what the fuck is going on? And I also like that our bear is questioning, well, do you really love me? And then, he's questioning it. Is it the wish or is it actually like love? And I think that talks about toxic relationships, destructive relationships, and that's a good little piece of writing. And I thought he did it very, very cleverly and very smartly.
What about you, Trip?
I enjoyed it. I thought when you brought up what was the movie you related it to?
Fatal Attraction?
Yeah, Fatal. No, the way it was filmed. It had that kind of a intense, like the way it was shot and everything. It had that same kind of feel. It matched the pace of the action and what was going on, and I thought that worked really well. Like it didn't stay around longer than it needed to, but it also didn't run through too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It had interesting shots and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She winced at the word romance. She just wanted one of those courier toes kind of love stories.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
a good point. That's a good point. Do you actually think that, since Carrie mentioned that right now, if they would have gotten together, do you think he would not he would want it more, but then she would not?
I think he was afraid of, like, I think deep down he was there's a fear of commitment on his part. Like, he wants it, but he's questioning it. And I think I think deep down if it's right or if it's right. And I think deep down he knew she just didn't feel that way about him that he did. And it hurt his ego. It's about the male ego to some degree. And the fact that I think maybe he didn't know it completely, but a part of him knew she's not into me the way I wish she would be into me. I'm more into her than she is to me. And that hurt his male ego. It would hurt anyone. To be fair, it would hurt anyone. You kind of want it to be equal. And I think part of him deep down knew it wasn't an equal thing. And the fact he had to do a wish to even get it that far, I mean, that's got to do something to your self-esteem. That's just my 2 cents, but I think it would.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, because I'm pretty sure we've all had that unrequited thing that happened to us, whether it was in our, whether it's in our childhoods or our teens or where the age we're at now. We've had that unrequited person that we wanted to have something, but it never materialized.
A couple times.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I don't know if I would you ever want to think that you want to put a wish on somebody?
I think
I would be like his best friend and get $1 billion. I would have wished for $1 billion.
Exactly.
I did really appreciate how they.
Sorry,
I did. That's okay. I did really appreciate how he knows he knows what's going on. He knows what caused all the stuff, and then he's still like, do you love me? It's just like, well, what do you think, you silly bastard? I mean, what do you think is going on here? Good Lord.
But do you think some people can be delusional enough of themselves
not
to
even her?
Okay, maybe
Right.
she just doesn't know it yet, or I'm not even putting it on just men, but like sometimes people they just don't realize it. They just need that moment to realize that the fireworks are going to go off any second now. I think some people really can delude themselves.
Oh no, I 100% do. But when you're that far into the wish, because this was like back half of the movie, and he's like, "Oh, do you really love me, or is it the magic?" It's like, dude, take a step back.
Yeah.
Consider the situation. How much has she killed for you? How much have you smashed? How much has she smashed herself in the face for you? Does a normal girl do that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
you would not stand there.
Although
for an entire
I will
day
admit,
in the same
I
position.
felt,
yeah,
like.
will admit I did feel seen in the scene where they're playing the game and he's supposed to kiss the girl next to him, and she just gets this look on her face, walks over and pushes him. I feel everyone watching this would put me and Marty in that situation. I feel she did the right thing there.
That was awesome, actually.
When that scene first popped
Marty
up, the first thing I was
to watch this movie, Jen. I'm living it.
6
Well,
times
I pushes the seat back and moves
I
would have done it too. Oh, I would have done it.
Yeah,
there's so much good comedic timing in this for things like that.
There really is.
Yeah, just going on what Carrie said, I like how he plays the shadows, because in one scene after they're sleeping, he wakes up, he doesn't know where she is, and I love how Curry plays with the shadows where we can't see her until all of a sudden she whispers, and we're like, where the hell is this? She whispers, and she just says it's something very weird and disturbing, and it disturbed me. It's like, what the hell?
Cool,
yeah.
I mean, talk about one of the creepy ass moments in the film. It's like that's when some more weird shit is going to happen in a particular film, because he actually does that a lot in the film. But I think one of the best parts in the film is right when he's about to go to work at the music stop, and we see his face. His face is weirded out, but we don't get to see it. but we know something weird has happened just by his expression. And I thought the actor did a good job in expressing it until we actually panned over. And when the scene transitions over to she duct taped the entire door. Like,
Mhm.
That's a fortune
Again,
worth of duct tape.
Perfectly reasonable response.
No, a perfectly reasonable response would have been to duct tape him to the wall.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't want him to hurt him. Like that would hurt when you got to take him off. Like, but I get you. It's handcuffs are better.
You put him in a duct tape suit or like a a snuggie that goes neck to feet, and then you duct tape the snuggie or over top the snuggie.
Somewhere in Ireland, Triv, but Marty's yelling at you. Shut up, Triv. Don't give her
ideas.
Just make sure when you're over
ideas.
there, duct tape is actually like kind of like tinfoil with like tape on with adhesive on the back of it. You want to go gaff tape over there, not duct tape.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Okay, or bring it with you.
Yeah, I was planning on packing a few rolls.
There you go.
I said, "Oh no, Jen's going to get ideas. I'm at the war, Marty."
They do have the extra thick
Jen
stuff.
probably
too. It's a
opens
good
the bag and it's like freaking the guy from Saw, like all these utensils, scalpel.
My God, what are you doing, man?
More goddamn it, Jen.
God damn it, Jen. Gary's having fun. I think Nikki was disgusted by the wish. I really feel that way. She kept harming herself because she wanted so badly to snap out of the wish. That's my interpretation. Do you actually think she wanted to get out of the wish?
Yes. She asked to be killed. Like that was her real self, because the obsession part was asleep, and she goes, "Kill me." She wanted out of it. She wanted fun. And then the ending, how that was when she wanted out of it. It was the obsession part of it, but the real part of her, whatever her soul was, she was like
That made
totally
it feel
disgusted.
like a possession, like she was possessed.
See,
that's
now,
just how did you take it, Triv?
I wasn't sure. So obviously when she's talking, like when the obsession is asleep or whatnot, but like there were so many parts where it felt like she was like punishing herself because she didn't do what Bear wanted her to do, or in theory what she wanted her to do, or what he wanted her to do. That's kind of what I thought. At least not the verbal stuff, but like the physical stuff. Because, if you're in a relationship where you feel like you're not doing it enough, then you start to beat the crap out of yourself mentally. And it kind of felt like that. And I could be wrong. That like her trying to kill herself to get out of it makes sense too.
It could go both ways. But I kind of thought that there was a part of her that was aware of it, and that's why she did it. She was trying. It's you could take it as a metaphor of just desperately trying to get out of a situation you can't get out of. And I think we've all been in a relationship that you're just like, oh God, if I have to spend one more minute with this asshole, I'm just gonna kill everybody and everything in my path.
Val says.
Or is that just me?
Val says hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, it amazes me when you are in the throes of obsession, because as I said in my review, one of the most powerful emotions is love, and that's why you don't well, this is just a fantasy film, but you never fuck with this type of emotion, because unfortunately the worst thing you can do is give a person false hope. You don't know how they're going to react. And unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, sometimes they react the wrong way.
Yeah.
Did you guys, this is kind of a random side question, but do you think like the One Wish Willow, like it's one of those be careful what you wish for kind of things? Regardless of what you wish for, it's going to turn out badly?
It could be how he made the wish, because one thing I always noticed, when he, right before I wish Nikki whatchamacallit loved me more than anything else in the world, and then he snaps it, and unfortunately that's exactly what she got, because instead of just saying I wish Nikki just loved me and then snap, I think it would have been a little more nuance.
Yeah,
Not,
but you hear the lady at the store warn him, don't come back here complaining, So obviously this thing has happened before many times.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's talk about Bear. Do you think one thing I find is sad because unfortunately I had a little bit of issue growing up. I didn't have confidence in myself when it came to women. I had my confidence in women wasn't as good. I would say by the time I got past my 20s, I realized that the fact that women need to just like me for me, not trying to pretend something that I'm not. Do you think Bear simply just ask her a question and then be on with it? Do you or is he just a lovesick puppy?
Triv, I'll let you go first.
I think that he probably, because she said that she was leaving, or because she said that she was leaving, and because he he kind of made up his mind. Okay, I'm going to ask her not on trivia, but around that time. I think that was maybe where he got his himself worked up enough to be able to do it. Like he got his courage up, or it was his last chance to be able to do it, I would say. Like if he didn't do it in this moment, he would regret, he wouldn't be able to do it after that. Come hell or high water.
I think the interesting dichotomy is, and I think this happens in real life too, is these were very mismatched people. She was a free spirit, kind of, not doesn't really care what anyone thinks, kind of follows her own drumbeat. And he was much more contained. And, they say you're a closed, he says in one part, people have told me I'm a closed book. You've told me I'm a closed book, and much more cautious. And so the two, sometimes opposites attract, but not always. And I think that these two were just totally mismatched, and she wasn't going to curl her toes. She needed a guy that was a little bit more, forceful, not forceful, but a little bit more charismatic like she was. And these two just weren't. And you sometimes fall for stuff you don't have, and you get rejected because you just don't mesh. So I think that happens in real life. Sometimes you are attracted to the kind of the opposite, and sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. Opposites can attract, but sometimes they can repel each other too.
Mm-hmm. Carrie wanted to be a monkey paw at first, but then he designed his own, which was the one with Willow. His mom actually helped design it because he's a graphic designer. Interesting plot.
Very cool.
That's cool.
That's cool. That's something I didn't know. But sometimes we get our ideas from outside sources. Do you think he is the actual villain in the film?
It's more nuanced than that. What he did was wrong, because we're taking at someone's autonomy. He wished it. She didn't have any say in this, and it led to really bad results. But he doesn't necessarily think he's the villain. But there's a part of him that knows, because he keeps going. Well, is it the wish, or is it? And like Triv said, most of us, people that are playing with a full deck know that it's the fucking wish. But I think when you get that, hence the name of the movie, I think when you get that obsessed with somebody, black and white starts looking real gray. And I think he's a great character. But yeah, I do think he's the villain because, he's forced her into a relationship. That's pretty fucked up, guys. Yeah. It's not romantic. It's just kind of, fucked up.
What about you, Trip?
I think that he's a villain from the. I'm with Jen, honestly. I think that he's a villain from a perspective of when he figured out what was going on. I don't even know what you would have done, but it should have been something that was pursued sooner to be able to try and make amends. But it's a case of be careful what you wish for, right? That's kind of what it comes down to. And I don't think he knew what he was getting into because, haha, novelty toy. All of a sudden, boom, Yeah. I'll be honest, at first, when he first picked it up, I thought that the store was going to be like, not a figment of his imagination, but like one of those magic portal-y things where it's there. and then it's not, or they would have been 100% sold out, or whatever the thing was. The fact that it wasn't was good, because that left it as the magic was in the One Witch Willow, and that was it. So, so yes, he was, but also, yeah, make better decisions.
Yeah.
Well,
What about
we
you,
paid
Sean?
for it.
crazy. In fairness, love does make. Have you got? What's the furthest you guys have ever done with someone that you were like just gaga over? Like what's the? Have you guys ever gone like, not where you'll get in legal trouble, but have you guys ever done anything where you just went, or have had a person that you were just totally besotted with?
Never.
Yeah, I had a girl that I used to, you know, in high school when I used to hang out with her in homeroom before class, like every morning, and it took me a long time to be able to try and sit at her table and talk to her, and you know, we actually became friends, but I was just gaga over. So I like handed her a note. I could never actually say these things, of course. I handed her a note, like in the hallway, and then she came back and wrote a letter back, gave me another letter back, saying, "Oh, I like you, you're sweet and all, but you know, but."
Wow, wow.
Oh, we've all been there, Sean. Like, you're not the only person. I mean, we've all been there.
Yeah. I'm not proud to say I begged someone with a girlfriend to to do the whole pick with not the same verbiage, but the whole, well, you'd be so much happier with me, please.
Please.
Choose me, love me. Oh God, the Meredith Grey is too much to handle.
Guys, I can beat you both. So trust me, that's nothing. The man that besides Marty, the only other guy that I've ever been in love with was a complete and utter dick, and wouldn't even admit that Sparky was their son until a DNA test. So,
oh my God, what a dick!
Not that funny, Monty. It wasn't that funny. Like, I guess it is, but it's not.
No, because I expected Trip to do that. That's when you said that.
What a fucking idiot! He's a fucking asshole.
For a reason, though, I wouldn't have met Marty.
That guy's full of shite.
Yes. He's lacking bollocks, if you know what I mean.
If I saw that dude, I'd kick his ass.
Actually, there was more. Yeah, that's not too far off what Marty said.
I kick him where the sun don't shine,
I mean, that is sad. Ooh, man, that's terrible.
Well, I'm sure it's happened to other people too. I can't be the only one.
What a dick!
Hey, you're lucky. I had a girl fake a pregnancy on me.
Oh my God!
That's fucked up. Did you buy it, or were you kind of suspicious from the beginning?
It was just too suspicious in the beginning. I mean, put it this way, and not to get off topic or anything like that, because I know all women are. Yeah, all women are
fake belly and stuff.
Yeah, it get that far. Thank God. I mean, all women are different when it comes to that time of the month. It just can't. For me, it just happened too fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened too fast because I even asked my mother about it, and she said, well, all women are different, but it just like, and then when I tried to confront her, she kept doing this real fast stuff that it just didn't sound right to me. Yeah, but yeah, that ended very quickly. Very quickly. But no, I mean, other than Kelly, there was other one girl. I think, as a matter of fact, was the actual last girlfriend I had before I met Kelly. I wouldn't say nothing stupid. I didn't do anything stupid. I tried to get her. I think it was more of her not understanding the type of man that I was. Probably because she was used to dealing with financially stable, older financially stable men. And then when she met me, I think she was more dating old, like say late 40s, early 50s. I was in my early 30s when we got together. Yeah, but but nothing really crazy on my part. Maybe when I was a teenager, I probably did some crazy stuff. I probably did the no thing because we all did the no thing. We were growing up, especially
Yeah,
during the '70s. Especially during the '70s, like
sure.
I like you. Do you like me? uh, yeah, that's a deep one.
Yeah.
So love makes you crazy. I mean, I guess that's one thing I think maybe that's another reason why this movie is so relatable because we've all been there, no matter, who you are or where you've been. We've all had a person that's just not that into you. And it
Mhm.
sucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't feel
It's just-
like he believed it would actually work, but it was more of a desperation thing,
Very much so.
And
Agreed.
like Triv was saying, that was his last shot. So I feel like he really legitimately wanted to do it the right way. But he sabotaged himself, And he's like, well, might as well try this. It's not gonna work, but what have I got to lose, type of thing.
Yeah, I think I like how the fact that he doesn't use it right away. He waits until the last minute and he says, "You know what the hell? Let's just see what happens." Because he didn't know it was going to, he didn't know it was going to work.
Mhm.
you know, but he did not choose his words carefully.
No.
Uh, That's stupid to get them to notice me. No, trust me, I would not force anyone to go against their will because it like I said before, is just like snapping a forcing women to do something that she just doesn't want to do, and he actually took her will against her. That's why when you see pieces of her coming out, like at one point she tells him, "This is what you wished for," you know, and then she tells him, "You have to kill me or kill yourself." For the wish to come to an end. Were you expecting Sarah to be the one that actually liked Bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had
Yeah.
4 characters or 3 other characters, unless it was going to be Andy Richter.
It was
Uh,
pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of because if you don't see it, but when they're kissing in the store and Sarah makes that disgusting look on her face, I said, "Oh, I bet she's the one that actually liked him." Oh,
And that's life too, because while you're pining over this person, somebody behind you that you're not paying attention to is probably, giving you the once over. That's very, true to life as well. We just are too
oh
busy
yeah,
looking at the one.
oh yeah.
Exactly.
Gary says, "Do you think Sarah and Brad would have made a great couple?"
I don't know
Didn't
the
didn't
Okay.
seem he felt the same way.
I guess maybe. I guess he didn't realize it until unfortunately it was too late that
Mhm.
that Sarah was the one that probably wanted that maybe if he wasn't so caught up in Nikki, he probably would have realized that Sarah was right there for him, and I think they would have made a pretty good couple because they seem more balanced as opposed to him and Nikki.
Yeah. I would agree. I think they would. Now, would they have lasted? I mean, who knows? But I think they would have had a better shot. And they did seem, again, they had a little bit more commonality. And I think, do you guys think opposites can attract? But I find that, well, at least the 2 relationships that really mattered to me, both of those people were very similar to me in a lot of aspects. And I find those relationships because you understand each other better. You don't want to be twins, but I think if you have a little bit of commonality, those ones work better.
Yeah.
Oh, Kelly and I are quite opposites. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic, and Kelly's more serious.
Hmm. I'm not saying you have to be twins. I'm just saying, like, I think maybe
Mhm.
just a little, there's got to be some commonality to understand each other. but maybe it's different for everybody.
Yes, it's different for everybody. Everybody, not yeah. We all can't. I mean, put it this way: we have to have some type of commonality.
Yeah.
But uh,
sometimes when you're different, you can balance each other out. Like
mm,
I'm a calm, laid back kind of guy, and Christy's very bubbly and fun, and she's
That works
great.
too.
She has an amazing sense of humor.
Aw.
Yeah, they kind of balance each. She says, you calm me down," because she can get very excited and
I have to just go gushy for a minute, Sean. The love and admiration I heard when you were giving her that compliment that she has such a great sense of humor just made me get all that's beautiful that you can hear it in your voice, the love and admiration you have for her. That's very beautiful.
That is cool. Yeah.
oh,
I'm a romantic. I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm a big romantic.
Jen, the way that when you say penis about Marty, I mean, you can tell I get all the flutters.
oh boy. Obviously, I think one of the best scenes in the film is because when when Bear and Sarah in the car, something's about to go down. Did you expect that to happen, and that violently?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Loved it too.
Did you say she has it almost felt like she had supernatural power in that scene? I'm like, how is she able to do that?
Anger,
maybe
like
just
some
the
other
power
bitch
of-
is talking to your man. Like, Sean, you don't have women, like, we'll go crazy. And at 2 a.m. in a car?
The power, to quote Huey Lewis, it's the power of love.
Yep.
Mhm.
One other thing
Very
about
powerful.
Sarah and Bear, they would have had the most adorable combined name, like Bera
Oh,
or Sarah.
yeah.
Like that would have been perfect. How do you do that with Nikki and Bear? It doesn't work.
Nick
That right
Air,
there
Nick
tells you
Air.
everything you need to know.
Yeah, it does.
She doesn't go together like Benifer.
That's right.
I guess that didn't work.
Bradgelina and Bera. That's right.
Oh man. Well, I remember that one too. Everyone was cracking up about that one.
And all of the attempts since then to make those names work, and it's just like, guys, that era has passed. Move on.
Mhm. Yeah, my favorite scene is the Della Nikki says when Bear tells her to go to sleep in the bed alone. She goes off like a pro in dialogue.
You can stay. Yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
cute.
Yeah, she does have some skits outs.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. What normal what normal person hasn't had moments like that? At least once a week.
Like that scene in the restaurant where he goes off to talk to the friend or whatever, and she's like creeps in the background to see when he's just standing there creeping on her.
Mm-hmm. No, no, no. Oh no.
I know Carrie touched on her pouty face, but the faces that Indy was able to do
Mhm.
and hold and just oh man, it was fantastic.
Oh yeah. That reminds me of that scene when he leaves to go to work. If it's bad enough that he's sketching out because he duct taped the entire room, but then she stands there with that goofy grin on her face, and then she does exorcist peas on the carpet, and then when he gets back, she's still standing there, and not only she
coming out of
peed,
her mouth.
Yeah.
she's got vomiting out of her mouth. She pissed and shit all over the floor.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh shit.
There's no hope for that rug.
But I knew the second that she did that, I'm like, she's not moving from that position.
So did I. I'm like, but I was not expecting her whole entire mouth be messed up, and then the whole carpet is soiled with shit and piss. It's like,
Yep.
God,
That was Granny's favorite rug too.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll clean it.
Clear. I just was waiting for you to come back home. It's like a puppy does that, or a dog does that.
Gross, you hate me.
Jada Bucket. I think that's one of the reasons, again, is because why I enjoyed the film, because the nuances that Curry throws in this particular film, it again, the scene where she just literally beats the crap out of Sarah. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's seeming a bit supernatural, but I think if you continue to hit somebody in the face with a brick, you will destroy their face.
Mhm. Then if
But
you
great-
have that
great-
level of rage too, like she
Yeah.
had a lot of rage.
Yeah. I thought she was going to say something, but she didn't. She just like bam, 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 but she wouldn't stop.
I mean, actions do speak louder than words.
Yeah.
Hmm
That was some Terrifier level stuff.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I thought that
absolutely.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were going to turn to Art the Clown for a minute.
Yeah.
Art the Clown would have been like, Jesus.
He would have slowly backed out of the room.
He let that big smile, and he'll frown and just slowly back up and then move away. She's scared the shit out of me.
Hey, girl.
Damn,
Some people have a lot of problems.
I thought I was ruthless.
Next shot, he's at a therapist. Like, oh man, I know I needed to turn things around when I witnessed this.
It's like the scene from I Saw the Devil. There's a lot of sick people in this world.
Let's talk about Ian. What about Ian? What about Ian? Do you think he was Bear's best friend?
I don't know. You kind of get the feeling like you knew something was going on, and I clocked it. I'm like, I bet these two are fucking around, with each other. Not as a love thing, but just, fun, casual thing. Because he sure was invested, and he would try to cock block. And I think a real friend wouldn't try to cock block their friend every time he tried to talk to her, because at the beginning of the movie, he would try to talk to her, and he would be cock blocking the dude every time. So that didn't seem too friendly. But I don't know. Maybe that's a thing dudes do. I don't know. I guess this would be a better thing for you guys to answer.
Yeah, but he knew, like, his whole life he's been in love with this girl, right? So come on.
Yeah.
He's behind his back. He's messing with the girl he's, like, hopelessly in love with. That's pretty messed up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
I'm just gonna say, as someone that plays trivia with a team of people that are our specialty in different areas, you don't want to screw up a good balance of a team. And that, getting rid of, screwing with that was going to screw up the balance, and they may not win that $50, brewery gift card that you can win every week.
But Triff, what about true love?
Screw true love. It's more about the winning, the winning streak for your trivia team.
I would have kicked that other group's ass.
Exactly. And having a balanced team that has their niche areas of knowledge is more important than any long-term made, perfect relationship that could possibly come out of it. So no,
Or any future children.
Ian was in the right. Yes, Ian was in the right there.
Triff, do you have to sign a contract with this trivia group saying there's no hanky-panky, no romantic looks across the room at each other?
If there was, I would kibosh that shit right then and there.
No fucking about teammates.
Right. Everybody is either married or eunuch. Just saying.
We're not here for love, guys. We're not here.
That's right.
We're here to kick trivia ass.
That's right. I better freaking have enough on a gift card to get my favorite brewery beer every week. Otherwise, we're gonna have issues. All I'm saying.
that's an interesting perspective.
I kid. No, Ian was like, he had good taste in like party spaces, but he was an interesting individual. There's no doubt there.
Gary's having fun.
No,
At
that's
least he
right.
was smart
That's
when
right.
he got the one with Shrulo. That was smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's for me. I was not surprised when Sarah said that he and Nikki were getting it on for the past couple of years. I said, well, I'm not surprised about that. Then the fact that instead of him, I guess it's the reason why they kept it on the down low, because he knew how much Bear loved Nikki, so he didn't want to say that because obviously he didn't want to upset the friendship about
Yeah.
that. But it's kind of sad, you know.
It's one thing. Would you guys, if you had a friend who was into a girl that you were into and you had a better chance, would you, for the sake of the friendship, go, no, dude? Or would you just be like, okay, let's just keep this quiet?
I would not go there
No, neither have
Yeah.
I. I've unfortunately had that happen a couple of times.
because it would risk the friendship. Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going there.
Mm-mm.
I'd agree.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would too.
Friendship is
Funny.
worth more than a good dick.
Yeah. Unless it's an Irish one, then maybe.
Uh,
I'm not
she
disagreeing with
looks
you.
like-
Not the
looks
same
like
Irish dick,
Elvira
though.
20
Just to be
years ago.
clear.
What do you say? What do you say, Sean?
I said unless she looks like Elvira from like 20 years ago.
Good point.
Yeah, sent you here, but we don't want to ruin the perfect trip.
That's right, Carrie. See, she gets it.
Hmm.
I did not know trivia was such a sacred art. Like, I knew it was important, Triv, but I did not know it was like the sacred thing.
Oh,
It-
it is
it's
the
sacred.
most sacred.
You don't play around with trivia. No?
That's right.
Yeah, no, I mean that just like Dungeons and Dragons. So, what about that ending?
I liked it. I did like the ending.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I believe Curry said that they actually had a different ending.
Where she kills
Uh,
herself. That was going to
yeah,
be the
where she-
original.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was going to be the original ending, but they decided to change it up. Yeah. Do you think in the aftermath is she going to regret what happened, or is she going to just skits out?
Well, I mean, how do you come back for that? I mean, you were imprisoned in a body and having to be with somebody you didn't want to be with. And then, you see that scene where she's thinking about, taking the gun and killing herself,
Yeah.
very Romeo and Juliet like. And then,
Mhm.
and then it kind of just dissipates when he dies. And I mean, then you see all the carnage, and she killed the dude she was screwing around on, and she murdered the other girl. I mean, she has a lot to come back from. And, I think it's actually a much more brutal or ending than if she had just killed herself, because she's out of it in death, but she has to live with this for the rest of her life. That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
With some major therapy bills.
Mhm.
That's
Oh,
all
yeah.
that guy's fault. So he's
Yeah.
the one that deserves to die.
Yeah.
Gary will say that's what she said. The ending was heartbreaking in mine, but Bear deserved it. I just for Vicky because she's stuck. Yeah, well, yeah, she unwillingly killed two of her friends. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought there was a perfect way to end the film. The fact that she doesn't get a chance to kill herself. The fact that once she tries, the next you know, he's dead. So that breaks the wish. And she wakes up and like all of a sudden she realizes that, oh shit, what the hell? And then she sees the aftermath and she's like, oh my god, I killed all my friends are dead. What the hell's going to happen to me now?
And let's not forget that she lost her really good trivia team. She's going to have to find someone that knows sports and movies and music and general knowledge. I mean, how do you replace three people that knew trivia that damn well?
Although there could be an alternative, like, she's guilty, sure, but she decides, you know what, I'm not going to make this any worse than it already is, cleans up the bodies and goes to the one dude's apartment and sees the money. So, I mean, there could be a little bit of a happy ending, all the money.
$1 billion buys a lot of things.
Yeah,
Oh,
buy
yeah.
some really good therapy.
Yeah.
You could get the best in the business. You could probably resurrect Freud at that price.
But
Uh,
I think it's the right outcome because the whole point of the movie is be careful what you wish for, and if there's no penalty, he's got to pay the ultimate penalty. That's the point.
Mhm.
Says-
But the thing is she's the one paying it. That's the heartbreaking part.
Right.
Carrie gets it. Yeah.
It's for the perfect trivia team. uh, so it's for me, and my overall feeling of the film was a very fantastic film. For me, it's the best horror film of the year so far. Obviously, Ending Never Ready. Do you think that she deserves an Oscar?
She's really good in it. She's probably the best part of the movie. She is.
Yeah, she
What about you,
definitely
Trip?
is. Oh, absolutely. Oscars are always one of those hard things because it's always such a, you get the biopics and you get those kind of things. I mean, I think that her acting was good enough to be there, but I don't know. I guess it depends on what else comes. I think that she definitely deserves all of the kudos for all the work that she did, because that was obviously, there was a lot of work and time that went into that.
Yeah. And
she deserves all the good. Oscars are, yeah, I guess any award is cool. So yes, generally, she needs recognition, regardless of whatever form it takes. Absolutely needs the recognition. If that comes in the form of an Oscar and gets her like the bigger, better stuff, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What about you, Sean?
I think she definitely deserves a nomination. But I don't know if she would win because this is such an outright horror movie,
Yeah.
Even though I do think this will be a breakout performance, where that this will lead to bigger stuff, like Trib was saying.
Yeah.
Bigger and better things.
Yeah, from what I understand, her next film is a survival thriller film where she and a few other people get stuck on a roller coaster.
Oh, nice.
Final Destination is what I'm getting vibes of.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Curry has been tapped to do the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What do you think when he can bring to franchises that doesn't seem to know where to go?
Do we know if this is going to be like is this going to be like a follow-up to like the last Texas Chainsaw, or is this something completely different?
I doubt it.
I think it's going to be completely
like
different.
its own separate, like brand new start kind of a thing. So whether it takes from the original or whatever, is that kind of what this one's going to be? Oh, it's too early in the process.
I don't know. I hope they don't follow anything off of that Netflix Texas Chainsaw. Ooh, boy, that was terrible. What they did. The only, like I said, other than the practical effects and the gore effects, that was the only thing good about that particular film. But the fact what they did to whatchamacallit's character was terrible. And they definitely need to stay away from that film. But if Curry can just come up with his own original idea, and he can borrow some elements from the 1974 original film, and just make it his own baby, then perhaps I think he could be successful.
And I think what he brings to the table is because I've noticed both in Obsession and Milk and Cereal, he really has a good. He also has a YouTube channel that is mostly comedic stuff. He has really good sense of humor and comedic timing, and that's a hard thing to blend in with horror. But he does it really well, and I think that can work in his favor because it's worked in his other movies.
Nice. And that transition from like YouTube channel to something larger, it does take a certain level of skill, because you get, for every one like this, you get like a Smosh type thing where there's no difference. There's nothing that separates it. It makes it unique.
Why do you think comedians such as Jordan Peele and John Krasinski and now Curry Baker, Barker, why do you think they've become so successful in making horror films, even though they've been known just for comedy?
Because humor and tragedy are just it's a very fine line, and it's, what do? You either laugh or cry about it. So if you understand to make people laugh, you understand about tragedy and horror. So it's not as far. I think people think they're really far apart or polar opposites, but I think they're a lot closer and mirror images of one another, because sometimes the only thing that can save your sanity is humor. I truly believe that. And you have to know the bad and the ugly to appreciate a good sense of humor. Usually the funniest people are people that have had, not the happiest of lives. I've always found the really funny people are usually ones that, have stories to tell and have used humor to cope it. So I think that humor and horror aren't as far apart as some people might think they are.
Agreed. I think that horror or good quote unquote comedy is difficult, and good horror is also difficult. Mm-hmm. And if you can master one, not to say that the two are synonymous in that respect, but I think that does give you a certain insight on how to do those things well. So,
I agree.
What about you, Sean?
Yeah, I agree. Like Jen saying, some of the funniest people have had real tragic lives. I mean, look at Peter Sellers, comic genius, and he was pretty messed up. It wasn't all there, a lot of people said that he had some mental problems, but he was one of the funniest guys ever, one of the best actors of all time.
Absolutely.
Chris Farley, you go down the list, John Belushi, they all had tragic
Robin Williams.
Depression, and
Sam
Williams, great example.
Because for me, comedy is so such objective. Because what I find funny, you might not find funny, and what you find funny, I might not find funny. That's one of the things. Is like, for me, the funniest film I always will think is Trading Places. Because I just find that film so funny. But some people find Adam Sandler funny. I don't find Adam Sandler funny because he's too much into the stupid humor, that adolescent humor that I could never understand. you can only tell so many fart jokes in the movie. You can only tell some type of a jokes that adolescent boys find funny. To me, it's like this. Okay, the fart joke was funny the first couple of times, but you keep doing it. Even doing it. But that's and I think that's where horror comes into play, because horror also can be subjective, because what I find scary, you might not find scary. What you find scary, I might not. I might find it funny.
Yeah.
Find it funny. But so it's not surprising that these three men have become successful in horror, because most of the stuff they've done was funny. Even though I have not seen any of Curry's work, that's a bad idea. But everyone said it was so funny, and then you can see that transition over into his film, Milk and Cereal, some of the other short horror stories that he's done on his channel, until he comes up with this film right here. You take a very premise that's been done before in not only horror films but in TV shows, and you create something where everyone cannot stop talking about it.
Absolutely.
Yes, it used to be funny. To me, like I said, I've never found Adam Sandler funny. The only film I actually enjoyed him was that film Bulletproof that he starred with Damon Wayans. And that was it. And that was it. It's just me, that type of humor never made me laugh.
Absolutely.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the sad part. One of the most funniest guys ever that I've seen in my lifetime, and he was just so depressed. But he never let anybody onto it.
No.
Mm-mm.
Coping mechanism.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Let's see. So we basically talked about everything when it comes to obsession. Is there anything else you guys want to bring up about the movie, or anything else?
I didn't hate it, guys. I just had a few more problems than most of y'all did. But I don't want to come across like one thing I don't is like if you guys enjoyed it, I'm really happy for you, and I do love Curry Baker. Like Milk and Cereal was just vibed with me more than this one did. And if you guys haven't seen it, it's free on YouTube. Highly recommended.
Yeah.
See, Jen, I think you've got pretty much the same opinion as the rest of us. Like, you put more, like, there's more weight on that point for you, but I think the four of us are generally in the same ballpark as far as like our thoughts. But it's just that you know, there's a little bit more weight for you on the fact that it does pull from a well-worn trope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it does. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because Mark said the same thing. He said, I enjoyed the movie, but he felt as though there could have been a little bit more world building in the film. You know, when when Bear goes and tries to find out more about the One Wish Willow and really don't get to see anything else out there. And I understand that. But he told me and Katie that the fact that he did enjoy the film. And like I said before, unlike one thing I have not seen, although I'm pretty sure we'll probably get around it, is that that rage haters. I have not heard them bash this film, which I thought they would, because again, you're talking about a writer who's trying to make what they figure men look weak because he had to force a wish upon this woman to make her love him.
And it's been done multiple times before. Where was your hate then?
Mhm.
If it's such a god awful terrible thing that you don't believe in, I mean, bring it out for everything. Why this one property?
It made money. It doesn't.
Of course, yeah. No, that's absolutely.
First of all, it doesn't fit their narrative. You know, they whatever their rage hate goes for, it doesn't really go for horror movies that much, unless they feel as though there's something they believe that they can rage hate on or grift off of.
Yeah.
Grift off. I did see a couple of them make mention about that, but other than that, they've been pretty quiet when it comes to this particular film. But then again, I'm surprised they didn't rage hate on some of the other films like Ready or Not. Ready or Not 2, and They Will Kill You.
I didn't think it needed a whole lot of world building, because this doesn't seem like the type of movie you would want like a sequel to. This is one that should just be a nice little one shot, you know?
Yep. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Go
I
ahead,
was just
Jen.
going to say there's aspects I really admire about it, but I guess the thing for me to be wowed by a movie, I have to be immersed. And one thing I did find myself kind of getting a little bit bored and a little restless during parts. And hearing some people talk about it, that's where I was a little confused. It's not bad. There's things I really respect about it. It's just didn't grab me the way it grabbed some people. But everyone's different.
Oh yeah. Would you prefer this film or, like, say, The Love Witch or Play Misty with Me?
Probably, but out of those three, I'd take Play Misty for me. That would be the one I'd go with. But yeah, but it's good. But this one would probably just be an honorable mention. I don't think it's going to crack my best of the year list, and I know that's sacrilegious to probably some people. It might be an honorable mention, but
Yeah. I heard about this Anything But Ghost.
yeah.
Yeah. Like I said before, I was very fascinating, and I was very happy that the film was successful, because I really didn't know what to expect out of this particular film. Because to me, I said, well, if they've done this love thing before, it's like, why are you gonna do something? But like I said before, it was a fantastic film.
I love seeing that caliber of acting in a horror movie, you know?
Yeah, the acting was phenomenal.
Because I wasn't used to that for a long time, throughout the 80s and stuff. You get a lot of goofy, campy slashers and stuff, It's great to see some really, like, Oscar caliber acting,
Were you surprised about how great this film is and Backrooms is doing in the box office?
It's great to see.
Mhm.
It seems like horror is getting taken more seriously these days.
It's never a bad thing when a horror movie's dominating the box office. I'll never even if it's not my complete bag, I'll always root for it because it's good for horror in general.
Did Jake want to see? Is your son, your younger son, into Star Wars?
No, not much, but he might check it out. He is into it a little bit, but he'll probably check it out with Velvet because his mom's not a Star Wars person. So
The Force is not with you.
no, not my bag. I know a lot of people love it, not my bag.
Trust me, not the only one. I've never seen the Mandalorian and the Mandalorian and Grogu. Not the fact that first of all I don't have Disney Plus, can't afford it, and even if I did, just something I really wasn't into, at all. It just that, some people were going a bit overboard with its box office the first weekend, and some people actually thought that was going to make $1 billion. So I'm like, are you nuts?
Really?
Yeah. So, I saw one guy's YouTube channel who gets inundated with nitwits complaining to him because for some reason there's a movie that he doesn't like. They get on his case, so they were chipping and beating their chest when the Mandalorian came out and did. I guess you could say it did okay in the box office. But of course, after this weekend, it had almost a 65% drop in the box office. It's like, what makes you think that this film is going to make $1 billion? It's like, come on now. It's like this is not the. I mean, it's like, yeah, I know it's been over 7 years since the last Star Wars film, but unfortunately, a lot of people have soured over Star Wars, especially after the sequel trilogies.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot. It seemed like there wasn't a whole lot of interest in it either.
No, it was put it this way. Normally, when you have something like the Mandalorian Goku, you only get the niche people that really enjoy it. They normally always go to it the first week, and after that, it just drops off. And depending upon how well the word of mouth is, that's why I had a 69% drop off. Because I think, like I said, then again, no one expected Backroom to do so well.
Probably the general audience wants
hell
to
was
see
that?
a full-blown Star movie with the classic characters, I don't want to see a spin-off of a TV show.
Okay. Oh yeah. Did you guys see the new trailer for the End of Book Street?
I have because Marty's very excited about this one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
He saw my trailer and he actually identified a couple of dinosaurs in there because I kind of knew the last one was an Allosaurus. It's Allosaurus. Yeah.
Nice.
Have you seen the trailers for the End of Book Street trip?
I haven't. Someone sent it to me, but I haven't had the chance today to check it out.
Yeah. Interesting premise.
Interesting is good most of the time. It's how they do it or what they do with it.
Mm-hmm. All right, everyone. It looks like we will go on ahead and call this an end. I want to thank everybody in the chat for obviously Carrie for ending us right there. Of course, she saw it because she said it looks awesome. And of course, as always, before we go, we get a chance for everyone to talk about what's coming up on their channel. So what's coming up on the Horror Corner, Sean?
Well, I just did a little live stream commentary watch along for Scars of Dracula.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that.
Very cool.
Very nice.
I think I might, do stuff like that here. And then I was thinking of doing a Spider-Man live stream too, because I want to talk about all the movies,
You gonna talk about the 70s one as well?
Nah, just the movies. I actually thought that was like amazing when I was a kid growing up. Like, oh my god, when you look at it now, it's horrible.
Jen, what's going on with Jen's reviews from the grave?
Playing catch up. I think after this conversation, I finally just got to sit down and film my thoughts. And you guys have given. I want to thank everybody. You guys have given me a lot of food for thought about this film. I haven't changed my mind, but you guys have given me some food for thought and perspective. So I thank you guys for that. Just playing. There's a bunch of movies. It's been kind of sweet. I've had a few people message me, "Hey, I've been waiting for this review. I've been waiting for that review." So it was nice. So just catch up for Jen.
Right.
But I am looking forward to Leviticus. That's the movie for June that I'm looking forward to is Leviticus.
Nice.
I almost forgot about that one. All right, what's coming up? What's coming on for trivia theater trip? And that three times fast.
Well, I'm going to be recruiting an undead set of trivia players to join me, making sure they're married or eunuchs so they can't, look at other things so we can have an award-winning awesome no, I'm kidding. I'm really far behind. I have not been on my game, but I am almost done with a whole bunch of stuff, and Jen is part of it, so that'll over the next month I'll be dropping all of the stuff that I've been working on, and knock on wood, actually stay on top of my game. So yeah, it's
life, Triv. It's life. And then dealing with my video. Oh my God.
No.
Have a mental breakdown.
No. Yours was the easiest of them. So.
Oh yeah, y'all two lovely ladies. I'm going to reach out to y'all because I have an idea what I might have for one of my discussions videos for women in horror.
Hey, rock on.
Oh, thank
you. I'm there with bells.
always look. Me too. Me too.
Right.
Irish penises in my bag.
Unfortunately, it has nothing to do with that.
If you didn't have Irish penis with you, we would be concerned.
Yeah. Yes. God
I'll
damn
be
it.
there with balls on. Dice man, little dice man.
My penis shoots green stuff out of it because it's Irish.
You may want to get that looked at by a doctor if that continues.
I don't think it's supposed to be coming out
weird
green.
for a little while.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. I don't need to see it.
You have to be part of OnlyFans. $10.99.
Oh, look at that! My wallet just flew out the window. Damn it! Well, I was really going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The groceries have gotten so high. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Oh boy.
My kids have to eat, Triv. My kids have to eat in the name of motherhood.
How motherhood comes only now and again.
Oh boy.
For $10.99 as many times as you want. I got Marty on a power diet.
Only leafy greens then, huh?
I guess that's why it's green.
Green eggs and ham.
Okay. I know where to go.
On that note.
To OnlyFans is the answer, Monty.
Oh boy.
Still want me to join you and Triv on a project?
Come see the women in horror.
Come see the women in horror.
Oh. Why is there a W instead of an H?
It's like, wait a minute. Why is there CUM?
You got the one come right. Why'd you screw up this other one? That has been the cum sketch, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
All right, everyone. And as usual, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember, Horror rules.
And occasionally it comes.
And there goes my channel.
Come see all the women.
Yes.
That's all
Oh.
colors of the rainbow. But you got to pay $29.99 for all the colors.
Please stay safe out there.
Bye, guys.
Right.